Hey everybody, it's Kyle coming to you from my car. Oh, I went ahead and grabbed the clip I used to have for this recorder and I put it in here today because I noticed some sound the last time I recorded and I just didn't want to hear that again. So, and damn dude, this thing's like right in my face, but I can see. It's not like I can't see. It's just, yeah, it's like having a camera there. Something you just got to get used to, I guess. Anyway, what's going on that's good in my life? Well, again, I mean, at least it's warming up a little bit. I'm happy about that because I got to change out the hot tub water. And, of course, the hoses should be completely empty and all that, but they're still cold, so they're probably frozen. But I was kind of reading some little hints and tricks from some guys online. So, yeah, you got to change it every 4 months, they say, something like that. But a lot of people do it 6 months, every 6 months. So I'm going to go ahead and change it, but I'm going to set it up in the future so that it's, I may go every 4 months, but I'm going to set it up so we do it right before it starts getting cold. That way we're good for 4 months and it's warm again before we have to change it again. So yeah, pro tip from somebody still learning. Yeah, so that's going on. The reseller stuff's going good. Everything seems to be going pretty well. Got a good sale today. That's actually what I'm on the way to go do, is to drop off this package and ship this out. Somebody bought these, they're actually religious DVDs, but it's called, what is it? Drive-Through History, I think, something like that. And there's different series, and this one's about the Holy Lands. But what I sold this set of 4 for is the same amount that I paid for all of the sets. So, the next couple sets are just gravy. So that's pretty cool. I think I might have even paid less than what they bought this for. And made a pretty decent profit. So, yeah, pretty cool. The Always Sunny in Philadelphia DVD that I have, the special preview copy that I've talked about a little bit, is still on auction. It actually ends Friday, about 11 a.m. And it'll be interesting to see what's going on, because I've got some watchers, people that are interested, but nobody's bid yet. And I'm sure what they're doing is, got lots of viewers, like 40 viewers, like I don't know how many watchers. Somebody will bid on it last second. And dude, I'm telling you, if I sell it for the base amount of the bid, I'm going to be fine with that. That's not going to bother me at all. That's still a gigantic profit. But it's pretty crazy, man. And I've noticed the other people that had them on there, of course, they were outrageously priced. Like one was almost $1,200. The other one was straight 1,000. They've both lowered their prices. I mean, the guy that's doing the 1,000 sent me an offer for $850. Because what happens is you go look at what other people have them for sale and all that stuff. Make sure you got the same thing. And when you do that, then they'll send out offers taking a percentage off. So he took like 15% off, right? But he's not doing an auction. He's doing buy it now. And so's the other guy. The other guy had his for like almost $1,200. He's got it down to about $925 now, which is still crazy. And then there's my one right there that's $599 starting point for an auction. So I'm hoping people are just going to get on there that last day and we'll get into a little bidding war, help make me some money. But again, if somebody just buys it at that base bid, I'm fine with that. I'm a-okay. So, and then I've been putting things up. I mean, we've got about 215 items on there now, and then we've got about 70 on Amazon. Sold another item on Amazon today too. So we're getting to the point where, I mean, the beginning of this week, nothing. Sold some things last weekend. The early part of the week and this time of year is always tough. So it's starting to, that's what I hear. And so it's starting to pick up a little, and I have noticed as we get towards the weekend, that's when people get their pocketbooks out and they're ready to pay. So we'll see. We'll see how this all goes, but we're almost to the point where we can get, like a sale a day, which is great. That's ultimately what we're shooting for, is multiple sales per day, but we're almost to at least one per day, which is great. So it's growing, it's happening, it's moving fast, and things are going good. And I really honestly feel like, I'm hoping by the end of the first quarter of this year, we'll be in the black completely on everything that we've purchased and all that jazz. What I'm doing is, when I have to relist items, I'm going in and just revising the listing and taking more off. Unless it's an item where the median price is the same or higher as what I already have, then I'm not going to mess with it. Let it sit there. But if the median price is lower, maybe I've put it a little too high, I'm going to go ahead and lower the prices to just try and get things out. It's really interesting though, because the little things that you don't mind storing, like I know there was this like little Red Riding Hood book, and it was tiny, man, but it was cool. It was a very old vintage book, and that thing sold no problem right away. But then I've got these big things like these ski boots and shit, and I have no idea why nobody's buying those Red Wing boots. Well, other than the fact that they're gigantic, but I've had lots of people look at them, like 100 people or so, and even some watchers on them. And I have lowered the price considerably from where it was, but yeah, I don't know. People were just, look, man, I've looked at stuff on eBay too, so I know what it's like. But I never would watch anything unless I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy this if it's still here and the price goes down to this amount. So pretty wild. And then I also had an offer for some ski boots, actually, on Facebook Marketplace today. And the guy tried to offer, I think they're at 100. He tried to offer $50. Like, no way, dude. So I counter-offered him with something, and or I said no thank you, and he put a frowny face on my no thank you. So I responded and I said, hey, how about this price here, and we'll see what happens. See if they're serious or not. I have no idea. It's really hard to say. But the thing about Facebook Marketplace is it's kind of that way. People will make offers that are kind of, I don't know, sketchy. And then I had another offer too on Quicksilver. This is not the podcast about reselling, Kyle. What are you doing? I'm sorry, guys. But I had another offer too, where the guy offered way too little. So for a one-of-a-kind type of thing, I can't even find this Quicksilver sweatshirt anywhere online. I mean, anywhere. I tried to identify it when I went to post it, just to see, what it's called and all that stuff, so I can put all that information in, and I can't find it at all. So pretty strange. But so that's not going to push me towards lowering the price because if it's the only one out there, why would I lower the price, man? I mean, it's not that expensive anyway. When you look around at other ones, there's plenty that are way higher than that one, from around the same time period when they were made. I mean, so we'll see what happens. I'm not really sure, but it's an interesting game, man. That's all I'll say. It's a very interesting game. It is kind of fun. I do enjoy doing it. The back end of things where you have to list things is not as much fun. It's kind of a pain in the ass. But it's part of the deal. So you just kind of got to deal with it. But again, it's not that bad either. So I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, guys. Well, I am going to go in and ship this off, and I will come back out and I'll talk a little bit about what I'm into right now. All right, so we're back. Okay, what am I into right now? Well, let's see. Music. I did order one of the more recent like EP/records from Billy Idol. Yes, if you don't know, Billy Idol has put some music out lately. This one's from a couple years ago. It's called The Cage. And it just kind of, I was kind of tracking it on Amazon. Since it's only got like less than 6 songs. I think it might have 5. But I wasn't going to pay as much as they were originally asking. So kind of waited for it to go down. It did. And here we are. Haven't even had a chance to listen to it yet. But it's, I know it's going to be good. I've listened to it a long time ago, but I haven't listened to the record since I've gotten it. And then another one, I was kind of doing a little bit of sourcing. That's when you go out and look for things to sell. And I went to Cargo Largo because sometimes they have stuff there, and you can get it cheap and turn around and resell it. I sold a Rogue One, Star Wars Rogue One in Blu-ray 3D from there for a real good deal. I think I got it $15. Yeah, I made some money on that. So, you can find things there. You can source at retail stores. I mean, Walmart has their junk aisle, their little clearance aisle. You can find things in there to sell. I've got a few things up right now, actually. You just got to keep your eyes open and stuff like that. So, but I did find an album when I was there, of course. And it was the album Moon Safari by Air. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it was kind of a very, very early 2000s. Might have been late 90s, but I think it's the early 2000s. But it's a French group, and anyway, you just kind of have to hear it. But it's atmospheric kind of sounding. I like it. I like it a lot. So I was happy to come across that. It was only like $13 new. So. Yeah, and then I did find a Hello Kitty crew. So all the crew from Hello Kitty on the front of a T-shirt for my daughter for like $4. If you have a Cargo Largo, go check it out, man. It's pretty crazy. Ollie's is similar, but it's not exactly the same. It's a little bit different. I don't know. I'm a little gun shy about sourcing things at Ollie's now because I talked my wife into going there before Christmas, and we sourced a bunch of stuff, spent like $150. I'll be damned, like maybe one thing out of that group is sold. But it's weird because like the big reason I wanted to go there were these Hot Wheels kits, and I have them priced like $20 less than other people, and yet they're not selling. It's really weird. I don't know. I can't explain everything. These are the kind of things that I'm going to talk about when we go up to this thing in March in Omaha and we meet these other resellers. These are the things I'm going to be discussing and trying to figure out, and I know about sell-through rate and all that. You take the number of ones that have sold recently, like within the past 30 to 90 days, and you divide that by the number that are for sale currently, and you come up with a percentage. If it's 15% or higher, that's good. That's not bad. If it's 10% or lower, that's not great at all. And I think that might be the issue because we weren't doing that. We weren't paying attention to that number very much when we started buying things. And so that's something we're really going to be focusing on from here on out when we're purchasing things for this. Sorry, that's got precious little to do with music, doesn't it? I'm right back on talking about this shit. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, those records are the newest records I have. Been cranking out some ones that I've had for a long time. You'll see. I'll put it in the photos. You'll see the recent things I've been spinning. And it's been fun going back through. I mean, God, I got so many records. I need to listen to them all the time. And then when I really need one, I need to go get one, right? So, yeah, that's not really how it works. let's see. What have I been watching? Well, nothing really new. I mean, there is one thing that's new. First of all, I have all the A24 special editions now. Unfortunately, the Talking Heads Stop Making Sense concert film version that I got is Blu-ray. It kind of pisses me off because the other discs, when I got the first two, got that one in Midsummer, and first I got Midsummer, and then I went back and I bought Everything Everywhere All at Once, and that's on 4K Blu-ray. And then Talking Heads Stop Making Sense was about the same. It was a little bit higher, actually, than the rest of those. And it's only Blu-ray. And I'm like, what the fuck? I figured that it had to be because the source was just not high enough resolution to do a 4K transfer, from the camera negative or whatever. So it'd have to be 35 millimeter or higher for that. So I thought, wow, they must have shot this film in 16 millimeter. But I'm incorrect. They did shoot it in 35 millimeter, and there is a 4K version, but I've already got the Blu-ray. I guess I could try and sell the Blu-ray on one of these deals and get enough money to buy the 4K, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's 6 of those that they released. I have all 6 of them now. Like I said, except for the Blu-ray, Stop Making Sense. So the first 3 I talked about there. And then I ordered up the other 3, which are The Green Knight, which I've not seen. And then The Lighthouse, which I love. That's one of my favorite movies that's come out in a while. Mikey and I went and saw that together, and we had a blast. And we both love that movie. And then the last one is called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Now, I've never seen that either, but it looks really interesting as well. So all 6 of those, I like them. They're cool. I hope they make more. Another big one that I got is one I ordered quite a long time ago. And it's been on my want list forever on Amazon. But I'm sure the price always kind of scared my wife off. But I got a couple Amazon gift cards for Christmas and my anniversary and all that stuff at work. And so I said, I'm just going to buy this. And that is the Vinegar Syndrome version. So that's a company who puts out 4Ks and Blu-rays. Vinegar Syndrome's special edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Now, if you've not seen that film, let me tell you a couple crazy things about it. Number one, it's a comedy. I know. You're like, what? Texas Chainsaw? Yeah, it's a comedy. Dennis Hopper's in it. That's number 2. And then number 3, there's a new character in it called Chop Top. And apparently in the first film, he was away at like Vietnam or something and hadn't come back. Or he was overseas still after Vietnam. And he hadn't come back yet. But now he's back. In the second film, I think takes place maybe a decade after the events in the first film. And he's crazy, man. I love it. I love him. He's funny as hell. That's a big reason that I love that movie. Because the other big reason I love the soundtrack. Okay? And then the last thing I was going to tell you about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, it's a comedy, all that stuff. It's directed by the same exact guy, Tobe Hooper. Yeah. I mean, that's insane. It's directed by the same director. This is what he wanted for coming back to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre situation in the family. He wanted this film. It's crazy, man. It holds a special place in my heart amongst movies that I watched a shitload of on HBO. That's exactly what it is. When I was a kid and I watch HBO, I watch a lot of horror movies and a lot of action movies and stuff like that. And this was one of those ones I watched. This and Return of the Living Dead, which I love also. Another horror film, which is really a comedy. Similar type of dark, weird humor. Also has a fucking incredible soundtrack, just like this one. This one introduced me to Oingo Boingo. It introduced me to the Cramps. It introduced me to Concrete Blonde. I mean, Timbuktu. I mean, just so many so many bands that I later ended up just loving and listening to a lot. And especially Concrete Blonde, man. I mean, I love Concrete Blonde. I would love to have all their records on vinyl, but dude, they are insane. I mean, absolutely insane. If you can find Bloodletting, you're going to pay at least $200. And it's mostly because they didn't make a lot of vinyl of those records, because of those albums, because CDs were, that's what everybody's buying. I mean, that's all I was buying, and cassettes, but mostly CDs. Once CDs came out, I mean, that's the ultimate sounding delivery method. Why would you buy anything else? I was just as clueless as everybody else. And not vinyl. Here, first off, let me say this: vinyl does not sound better than compact discs. Okay? I mean, there are some vinyl that probably do sound better, but in general, vinyl sounds not as good as compact discs. It's an analog signal. The final signal on a CD is always digital. Okay? There's 3 letters on the back. There's what is this? What is it called? It's there's 3 letters. So if it's DDD, which I have a couple of those CDs, that means it was recorded digitally, it was mixed digitally, and then it was mastered to the disc digitally. Okay? And then most of them, like older stuff like Pink Floyd, and a lot of that's like AAD. So it was recorded analog, mixed in analog, and then mastered digitally to the CD you're listening to. That's what most of the CDs were. And even later on, they might record analog and then mix it digitally and master it digitally. So that's what those letters mean in the boxes, if you ever look at CDs on the back and you're wondering what the hell that means. So it's going to sound better, right? It's going to sound clearer. However, I prefer vinyl for a couple reasons. I mean, and it's got nothing to do. I like the popcorny sound. You know, that I like that sound when I'm listening to music. And the other thing I really, really love is the tactile nature of vinyl. And I've talked about this before. I love holding it in my hands, looking at everything that comes in with it, whether it be the album cover or the stuff that comes inside, the sleeve, all that stuff. I like it. I like looking at the images they've chosen for their album cover, you know? It's just cool. It seems like there's more information to take in on vinyl than there is on any other format. Now, obviously, CDs would be second because they're like a small record. They're smaller, but they still have all that information. It's just harder to see, and they didn't always include all the lyrics and all that stuff like they do on a lot of vinyl. Okay. Anyway, there you go. There's your class on that. Sorry. Let's see. What am I reading? Not much, really. I know that Wednesdays are when the new books come out, so probably there's some stuff for me to read. I'll take a look and we'll see. Gaming. What have I done? Gaming? Nothing at all. Same old. Still playing that Netflix solitaire game that I love. I have been playing a matching game that I like too. But yeah, it's sad. I'm not playing any games. And then podcasts, nothing new really. I did start listening to one new one, and I'll put a link to it in the notes. I cannot remember the name of it. Oh, I did start listening to Monster BTK. So Monster was a series where they would do different crimes. You know, Ted Bundy, yeah, he might have been on there. I know that Zodiac was on there. I know that I don't think Jeffrey Dahmer's been on there yet. But anyway, it's different types of things like that, and they have BTK on there right now, and that one's really good. So I'm listening to that one. That's it, guys. That's all I have. I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you putting up with me and all my talk about reselling, because I do find it very interesting. But I'm sure I'll talk about it less and less as time goes on. You guys take it easy. Again, I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to doing a little bit of stuff outside this weekend because we need to. But if you're in the area, you're in my neighborhood, do me a favor, get off my lawn.